It's the middle of the day, I completely understand, but I just had a really harrowing experience at work. I have this one coworker who simply refuses to use the correct pronouns for me. I've called her out every time she misgenders me, and she just is resigned to not change. And today just broke something in me. I just snapped. I ended up yelling at her after the third time she misgendered me, and within like 30 minutes, like, I use they, them pronouns.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Do not understand the point of owning a home. Not only do you have to pay an outrageous amount of money for a down payment on the house, but everything that breaks is then your responsibility to fix it. I don't have to bring my trash cans to the end of the street on trash night. All of my neighbors are super close, so I could just walk from apartment to apartment and meet friends easier. Anything that comes up, literally anything, I walk across the street to my leasing office, bang on their door and say, hey, I need this fixed. Now, I don't have to pay anybody for it. You're telling me if I have a house, I have to call somebody in special to come and fix something, and then I have to pay them extra money to do it? I don't really think I'm interested in that. I don't want to mow my lawn, and I don't want to shovel snow in the winter. I just don't get the point of having a home. I do not understand
So this is absolutely hilarious, guys. This just shows you how financially illiterate a lot of modern women are. Now, we do have reports coming out that modern women in major cities, well, single women in major cities are, out owning men when it comes to home ownership. But this woman just shows her lack of knowledge when it comes to investing in real estate. When you buy a home, your home is an investment, okay? You have to take care of it. Yes, you have to take care of these maintenance issues, but a lot of the times you don't have to pay somebody. Some of the times you can fix it yourself, okay? When I have issues in my house, guess what I do? I put my damn hair up, either put a Dewey on or some type of hat, and I fix it myself, okay? When I was having issues with the HVAC, I went into the crawl space and I looked and I see, okay, wow, all right, we need to fix this issue here. We need to fix that issue there, okay? But a lot of modern women, for one, they refuse to do the manual labor to upkeep their home. And then two, they don't even understand that buying a home is not just getting a loan and all this kind of stuff. You can actually just pay for the home outright with cash. You don't have to get a loan, okay? So, but when you do rent, that maintenance and all that kind of stuff is worked into your rent. So, for one, not only are you paying rent monthly, but if you mess something up and it's significant enough, they will take that out of your security deposit, and you may even end up owning or owing the leasing company or project manager at the end of your lease. So when you are leasing or renting an apartment or a home, at the end of the day, you're putting money into something that you have no ownership in. And that is the more financially illiterate decision. That's why when I moved into my home, which I purchased 100% cash, I decided that I would never rent again. Or if I did rent, it was going to be like Airbnb arbitrage or something like that. It wasn't going to be something that I'm just renting and then throwing money away. No, I'm going to rent in order to make a profit. But you have these women online who are teaching other women the financial illiteracy, and that's why they advocate for these economic policies that end up ruining the economy, okay? Like paying somebody equal pay just because of their gender. No, you should be paid based off of your skills, your competence and your individual merit. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you have a woman who's better at her job than a man, then she should get paid more. If you have a man who's better at his job than a woman, then he should get paid more, right? But women just think, oh, everybody should get paid the same. That's not how it works. And that's why you're going to be, I hate to say it, but you're not going to have any retirement when you're 60, 65 years old, especially if you're a feminist and you choose not to have children. It's OV after that. So I hope that this comes across more women and they start kind of thinking about how they're going to solidify their futures, because rents are only going up. Once you buy that house, though, especially if you pay cash, you don't have a mortgage. All you're going to have to pay is property taxes annually and then maybe a few maintenance here and there. But if you take good care of your home, you won't have to do that many huge maintenance fixes. Like a roof, you can have a roof for 20 years, right? The HVAC is going to last 15 to 20 years. If you're cleaning your house regularly, you're not going to have that many issues. As far as the electrical goes, once you do the electrical, you're pretty much set in stone. Now, sometimes you might have a malfunction, a storm might happen, and it blow out your breaker or something like that. That can be easily fixed. It's not going to be too crazy expensive. But once you have your electricals routed, your plumbing routed well, and your roof, you've already gotten a new roof, or even if you don't have a new roof, you really don't have to switch it out unless you start seeing visible leaks coming into your home. So a lot of modern women, they just don't understand the maintenance and the everyday maintenance of a home. I'm not saying that home ownership isn't expensive, but it's a lot cheaper and a more financially prudent decision than renting for the rest of your life.
Tried calling friends, nobody's picking up, so I just am gonna dump this here. It's the middle of the day, I completely understand, but I just had a really harrowing experience at work. I have this one coworker who simply refuses to use the correct pronouns for me. I've called her out every time she misgenders me, and she just is resigned to not change. And today just broke something in me. I just snapped. I ended up yelling at her after the third time she misgendered me, and within like 30 minutes, like, I use they, them pronouns. And she got so defensive. And I just started explaining to her, like, I'm sick and tired of this shit. Like, you need to at least make an attempt.
No.
And she popped off, got upset, got defensive. What are you going to do about it? And I just said, I'm going to be really hurt and sad. Like, that's all I can do about it. And the worst part is that at that point, my boss, who claims to be so woke and, like, happy and joyous and making a safe, positive environment for everybody, gangs up on me with her and says, like, Carson, like, shut up, this is not the time for a political statement.
Right.
And I was upset, rightfully so, but was trying to take such a level-headed approach to it of, like, this is not a political statement. My identity is not a political statement. It's just my identity. All I'm asking you to do is respect that. And it really is within our own community that people have the most rampant transphobia. The coworker that refuses to use the correct pronouns for me claims to be bisexual, and she stands up and goes, when I came out as bisexual, everybody was mad at me. It's like, then why are you mad at the trans kid? Like, what? You want to inflict that same pain onto me? Why? It's so frustrating. Because then my boss spins it around as, like, I'm the one who's making a scene and is being, like, over-emotional or oversensitive. And it's like, all I am asking is for you to make an attempt to try and respect my gender identity. And they're both just going at me like, this is not the time. We're trying our best. You should be compassionate and understanding. You should just accept it with love and move on. Like, it's so frustrating. I literally was shaking so hard. I just got up and left. I came to the beach. I didn't know what else to do. I was so mad. But this is just so hard. It's so hard to be out and be vocal about it. It's so hard to stand up for yourself, because either you are a doormat or you're the bitch that, like, is over emotional and calls everybody out for the.
All right, guys. I'm gonna keep this quick. As an employer, I personally would not hire these they, thems, and transformers and all this kind of stuff. It's just too much headache. It's too much distraction, and they're not emotionally stable enough, obviously, by their life choices, you can see, that to handle a job with multiple different people, multiple different personalities. Dude, I used to work at Steak and Shake when I was in high school and, probably first year of college. And, dude, people would talk. I mean, all Steak and Shake hires is ex-cons. So people were talking greasy, crazy, and we had a great time. And we'd call each other names, and we'd say, "Oh, you're this and you're that, and F you and F that, and all this kind of stuff." But at the end of the day, when we clocked out, we were all friends. We were all good. It was nothing. If you're gonna make a big deal about somebody not calling you they, them, which is super awkward in of itself, like, I'm not calling a singular person a pronoun that is supposed to represent plurality. This is what these people don't understand. I'm not going to change the English language just because you're an idiot and you don't know who you are. It's absolutely insane. So this may be an EEOC violation, but if I was an employer employing Americans, because I already learned I'm never going to. Unless it's family, I'm not going to employ Americans at all. Okay, they just don't work hard. Not all, but many Americans do not work hard for my liking. I'm a guy who I go to the gym 2 hours a day, and then I'm working for the rest of the day. Many Americans, they just can't do that, especially these LGBT feminist types. They don't know how to work and grind and put their head down and get out the mud. So I'm never hiring them. But if you are an employer and you're still looking to hire Americans, I would completely avoid these woke LGBT. I would do some type of personality test or screening to figure out how to avoid hiring these people, because all it is a workplace hazard. It's a distraction. It's not company culture. It's not going to, increase profits at all. All it is going to do is give you headaches and probably bring in a substantial lawsuit over time if the misgendering continues, because we know we have these kangaroo courts in the United States now, and they will literally rule in favor of a mentally ill person.
I graduated from my university in May of 2023. It is now the end of January 2024. I have still not found one job that will take me. I graduated with a degree of journalism and media communications with a minor in Spanish. Tell me, out of the thousands of jobs that I have applied over the months, tell me how none of them care. Everyone is looking for workers and no one is hiring. The positions that I'm applying to are positions that work for me with my limited experience.
Oh, really?
Being a new graduate.
Work for me.
But the people that these companies are looking for are people who have been working in this field for like 5 years. I'm sorry, no one with 5 years of professional experience is going to want to work at your job with that position, okay? Because that position that you are giving, that's part-time, assistant of a marketing whatever, no one who actually has experience is going to go drop down a level to work at your store, okay? Tell me why I applied to this job to be a marketing assistant, and I told them in my cover letter I don't have the professional experience, but I do have experience in my school that I have submitted to them and showed them. I had my resume with everything about my history of who I am, education-wise, job-wise, and whatnot. I've sent in video submissions of myself, and after all of that, they asked me to drive 20 to 30 minutes to go for a formal job interview, to meet face to face, and we talked for 5 minutes, and the lady goes, "Yeah, sorry, I don't want to string you along. I understand that in this business right now, people need experience, but unfortunately, all the questions I have are based on your experience, and since you don't have any, I don't think this is the right fit for you." I'm sorry. Anything you asked of me, I sent to you. You knew exactly where I was coming from. You knew exactly what my position is right now, my experience, what I've done professionally. just to make me drive all the way out of my way and have you be in the first 5 minutes of talking to me saying you don't have the experience we need. You saw my resume. You saw that my application that I've submitted twice. You could have just told me after you saw my resume the first time I submitted that, hey, we're looking for someone with more experience. Sorry. Okay, that I understand. But to string me along for days and then ask me to come in for a formal interview to meet face to face just to tell me in the first 5 minutes that I don't have the experience they're looking for, like, what? If anyone else is going through this, please let a girl know, because I'm feeling pretty hopeless right now and it sucks.
So her degrees are in journalism and communications, and she has a minor in Spanish. I actually have a minor in Spanish as well, but I also have a business degree, an economics degree, which honestly, I didn't go and apply for jobs after college because I knew that I wanted to start my own business, right? But the funny thing is, these women really think that they are going to get high-paying six-figure jobs with a journalism degree. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this just shows, it just goes to show that women aren't going to college strictly for the social experience, okay? They're going to college to get ran through. They're going to college to go party. They're going to college to drink and experiment and find themselves. What really find yourself means is just, you know, getting papped out by the Chads and Tyrones on campus. That is literally her reality. If you were serious about college and you wanted to take advantage of college, you would apply for internships and work within a company so that when you do graduate, they have a spot for you to fill. That is what people who are serious about employment, postgraduate employment, that is what they do. They study abroad. They do internships. They work in the field that they want to go in while studying as well. But you could tell this woman did the bare minimum in college. I'm not saying that she didn't make good grades or anything like that, but she did the bare minimum. She didn't do any internships. She didn't, go to job fairs during college. She said she probably put it off and thought, oh, well, I have 2 degrees. I can just get a job once I graduate. No, boo-boo, that is not how it works, okay? People want to make sure, employers especially want to make sure that you fit into the culture, that you fit into the mission and vision of the company and where we are trying to take this thing. And it's obvious that a lot of modern women just simply do not. So, like I predicted before, modern women have the digital footprint of an adult film actress. And the reason why I say that is because you can literally track the progress of when they graduate college. For one, you can go to their Instagram and see what they did in college. And I can pretty much confirm that she was thotting it up in college, bikini pictures, booty pictures, all this kind of stuff, showing everything that her mama gave her. So that's the digital footprint right there. And then she goes to TikTok and complains about not having employment opportunities. That's a digital footprint of failure after college. And then you have the other digital footprint that leads into OF. So now we have a trail that, okay, she was already promiscuous before. She tries her track at, tries her chance at employment after college and trying to use her worthless degrees, which are not in STEM fields, to get into, she tries to use her worthless degrees to get into a job, which it completely backfires on her. Then she starts to struggle. Now she can't pay her bills. She's been in her apartment for a year after graduating, probably daddy and mommy's money, and essentially cannot find employment. So now what's the next move? OF. This is not a suggestion. This is a prediction, okay? I know a lot of modern women can't tell the difference between a suggestion and a prediction. This is a prediction, and I guarantee that a lot of these predictions that I'm making are going to be fairly accurate. So this is the college or university to OnlyFans pipeline, and we are seeing it metastasize and formalize right in front of our very eyes. And that was a bar. But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. See your relationship custody email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so know you're paying your tax, man. Y'all need to be in my freaking dealing with the BS. And you already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.